Howdy, in this video I'm going to be putting the mRotoAI plugin through its paces and see exactly where its weaknesses is and what Motion VFX needs to do to improve it. For the test, I'll be using a 1-minute clip that I pulled out of a previous report I did on a test for the DJI microphone. The first part of the test is going to be a speed test. The plugin has 3 modes. It has accurate, fast, and super fast. And we're going to test all 3 speeds on the 1-minute clip. First, I'll be testing in the fastest mode. We will do that by going to the Effects browser and selecting mRotoAI and dropping it on our clip. This brings up the toolbar, which, as you can see, has a magic wand tool and a magic eraser tool. Now, each of these has a little drop down that will allow you to select a more refined tool. So for the magic wand tool, it drops down to a brush tool, and the magic eraser tool drops down to a point erase tool. And in each of those tools, you can select the size for the brush or the eraser so that you can work on just the small points that you need to clean up anything that the magic wand tool misses. Using the magic wand tool, I'll select the area that I want to key on, specifically myself. And as you can see, it does a very good job selecting the subject to be keyed. After selecting the area to be keyed, we use the tracker and it will work either in the reverse direction or the forward direction. So if you've started in the middle of your clip, that's not a problem. However, since I'm already at the first frame of this clip, we will just track forward. And I'll run the timer so we see how long it takes. And to save time, so we don't have to sit there and watch it work, I will be speed ramping the actual track. It required 2 minutes and 4 seconds to do the tracking of the 1-minute clip in the super fast mode. Next, we'll take a look at the tracking in the fast mode. So it'll be the same procedure of selecting our area to be tracked. And again, we'll track from the beginning of the clip to the end and run the timer. And once again, I will speed ramp through the actual tracking. In the fast mode, the same 1-minute clip required 3 minutes and 25 seconds for tracking. Also, you probably noticed that I was taking a look at the activity monitor while it was tracking. I was curious just how much load it was putting on the computer, and it didn't seem to put a very large strain on the computer. Now, I am using a Mac Studio M1 Ultra, but clearly the fast mode is, in fact, not quite as fast as the super fast mode. Next, I'll take a look at the accurate mode. I do plan to do one thing a little differently on this one. On the other two, I started tracking from the very first frame, and in both of them, I noticed some errors in keying out the DJI microphone receiver and also the little mic dongle that I used to connect to my iPhone. So I'm going to start in the middle and track backwards and then track forwards and see if that helps correct any of that error. And after we get through with our speed test, we'll actually take a look at the errors that it had in tracking those. So there we have it, 5 minutes and 58 seconds in the accurate mode. Now let's take a look at the error it had in keying out part of the video. We'll start by looking at the merged video, and you will notice that it did not key out the DJI microphone or the dongle for connecting to the iPhone in several spots. Now we'll take a look at the mask video, and I've just put a yellow background behind it for contrast, and you'll see the same problem there. Now I could go back and re-key these two items and do the tracking again, and it would add in the correction for those, but let's face it, that's a pain in the butt. So this is something that Motion VFX could look into. Maybe their AI algorithm could be improved to pick up that sort of thing and make it a little more user-friendly. I didn't intend for this to become a review on Keyper, but it seems like I'm kind of bashing mRotoAI. So let's take a look at Keyper, and we'll see that it has a lot of the same weakness on this particular clip. So neither one of the plugins are perfect. Now, one thing I will say for Keyper, however, you can see here when I drop it in on the clip, it is very fast, almost instantaneous. So that is a major advantage, and obviously we would like to see Motion VFX increase the speed at which their plugin works as time goes on. You see at this point that Keyper has a very similar problem to mRotoAI in that it's losing the tracking on the DJI microphone receiver. Now, of course, Keyper is designed for people and not objects, so I guess it's kind of understandable, but on the other hand, if a person is holding the object in their hand, and especially in front of their body, then it seems to me that Keyper should key out that object along with the person. We are able to make some adjustments on Keyper. It has settings for thin and thicken and dilate and soften on the keying. So you can make improvements, and I have frequently been able to make it more than acceptable on different scenes that I was using Keyper. But again, it's still far from perfect. So I think in the long run, mRotoAI is going to give me better results. But on the other hand, it is a lot slower, and that's a pain. And if I continue to have to go back and rekey things, that is also going to be a pain. So those are things I do not like. I do want to talk a little bit more about processing speed. We've been working with our 1-minute clip, and I'd actually trimmed that clip down to get it to 1 minute. So I've got 1 minute and 51 seconds available in this clip. So we're going to redo the test with the 1 minute and 51 seconds. There you have it. In super fast mode, the 1 minute clip took 2 minutes and 4 seconds to process. The 1 minute and 51 second clip took 7 minutes and 22 seconds to process. So a clip that was not quite twice as long took almost 4 times as long to process. This makes me wonder what is going to occur if we try an even longer clip. So let's go out and find a longer clip, cut it down to 5 minutes, and process that and see what we come up with. Here we have our 5-minute clip. This should be interesting. In addition to using a speed ramp, I've cut out the vast majority of the processing on this clip, and you'll see why in just a minute. Now that I've gone back to normal speed on this clip, you can see that it's processing about 1 frame per second at this point. So for a 5-minute clip, it has taken 1 hour and 44 minutes to process the clip. So definitely shorter clips are better. This is another huge area that motion VFX needs to work on. And frankly, I don't understand what the problem is, because I was looking at the processor load and looking at the memory load and looking at the disk I/O. Nothing seemed to be overly strained on the computer, so I'm not really sure what's going on internally in the plugin and or Final Cut Pro, but there's something weird going on. Now, just so people don't think that I am totally ragging on mRotoAI, I did want to include this final clip here to close out. This is a outtake from a real estate report that I did, and I did use mRoto on the real estate report, and because I wasn't waving my arms all over the place and rotating a DJI microphone receiver so that it had trouble tracking, it did a very good job just cutting out my talking head, and did not have any difficulty with my chair like I have had in the past with Keyper. So all in all, mRotoAI is a good thing, and the other really nice thing about it is you can key on objects. So if you have a reason to key an object, you can do so. Can't do that with Keyper. So I'd have to give mRotoAI a score of maybe 70 at this point. It's good. It's a long way from being great. One additional note via way of voiceover, since I'm too lazy to get the camera out again, I did intentionally include some pretty abrupt jump cuts in this clip to see how mRoto would handle that. And I have to say, I was very happy with the result. If you watch closely, you will see at least 3 abrupt jump cuts that I did that, as I say, are abrupt, but they are not beyond what one might see. So thanks for watching. If you got good information out of this video, then please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.